Drivers Mate podcast, like, comment, subscribe, share, right? This is just a random tangent going off the back of my my time travel spiel, right? The interesting things I thought about, right? It's just an interesting anecdote, right? When I was a little kid, I used to think about inventing things, right? And how I could invent things. I get my little paper and I draw my ideas, right? But one thing, obviously because of seeing Back to the Future, I thought about hoverboards, right? And what they would look like in the future. And how I imagined it working as a kid, right? Would just be magnets, right? If we could figure out a way to get a magnet that polarizes just enough, you know, like I think it's, you know that thing where it's like quantum position or something. I can't remember what it's called, right? But there's like a little magnet they put on something and it just goes around. It hovers just enough above it, right? There's something existing now, right? I forget what the name of that is called, right? Never mind that. But as a kid anyway, I imagined that hoverboards would work based on magnets, right? And there was two ways I thought about it. If we can get a magnet or some kind of polarization going between what we use, right, a low powered version of it, what we use on our boards, right, or on our devices that we're going to float on, that correlates with the Earth's crust and center, then we could magnetize it just enough to hover at a safe distance from the ground and move, right, and repel ourselves from things, right? That was one way I thought about how it could work. The second way I thought about it, yeah, which is obviously ridiculous, but it is also a possibility, is that, like, you know how we have train tracks? We would just embed steel or iron rods under the ground, right? Under the ground, like in a layer. Like you can imagine if you look at it from a diagram's point of view, you've got your tarmac, your rubble, your concrete, and then your iron magnetized beams, right? Would be under that. I was thinking about it like that, right? We'll put it down in certain places where you could just jump on that area and just use your hoverboard along that magnetized line, right? Childish thoughts, right? What? The technology exists now, right? There's enough experiments, especially with that super magnetized thing. I forget what it's called, right? That is a possibility, right? Is it safe to do? Fuck knows, right? Is anyone going to do it? I don't know. Another thing, random thing I used to think about a lot, right? When driving about, why haven't we made our motorways able to produce energy based off kinetic energy interaction with the road and the wheels, right? The wheels on the road creating kinetic energy. So basically we would just have to panel out. This might exist, right? I just don't look things up, right? I just think about them and forget about them, right? If we just used, let's say, a quarter-mile stretch of motorway, right, before every town and after every town, and we changed the road surface and put in little wires or whatever it is, or coils, however they would go about doing this, right? I'm not sure. It would be like almost unnoticeable rumble strips. And going over those strips, every car that goes over those little bumps creates a little jolt of energy, right? And we send that energy to a generator, which is not far off of where our motorway is, and it produces kinetic energy, right? And then we send that energy back to the town that the motorway is passing through, right? And it's essentially creating free energy. Just an idea, right? You let me know what you think in the comments. Am I a madman or am I just an overly imaginative kid, right? I don't know, right? I wouldn't advise you put your invention ideas just in the comment like that, because somebody somewhere is watching is going to steal your shit, right? But talk about whatever it is you want to talk about in the comments. Tell me what you would do, how you would go about it. With the hoverboard, with the kinetic motorways, right? What would you do, right? Like, comment, share, subscribe. Check me out on Instagram, Drivers Mate Podcast. Check me out on TikTok, Drivers Mate Podcast. And of course on YouTube, Drivers Mate. Thank you for watching. See you later.